Creating a decent green screen effect can often be a challenge, as there is sometimes an unnatural green line around the subject, or the background and the foreground don't move together. In this tutorial, I will cover how to create the effect and how to set up the raw footage. First of all, I'm going to explain briefly the history of the green screen. The first time something similar to a green screen was used is as far back as 1898. This was created by George Albert Smith, who used what is called black draping. Black draping is similar to a green screen. Basically, what he did was he set up a black background, then filmed the foreground. Then he filmed the background over the top of the same tape. The background was only filmed where the black was showing. Walt Disney often did this in the 1920s, but instead using white so that he could have human actors in a scene with cartoon characters. Blue screen started in the 1930s, where Linwood Dunn used it to create a wipe transition. But this wasn't a proper use of blue screen, and it wasn't until 1940 when the blue screen effect was used properly, in which a genie escaped from a bottle in the movie The Thief of Baghdad. The effect was created by me. Yes, I am really that old. No, it was actually created by Larry Butler. This film won the Academy Award for the Best Special Effects. And now we are back to the present, where chroma keying and CGI is considered normal to have in a movie. Most people today don't realize where it is in movies until it's obvious that they couldn't really blow up the Golden Gate Bridge. So, let's start creating our own green screen effect. Unfortunately, a decent green screen can cost a lot of money. However, if you just want to use action figures or Lego, you can print out a green background. I had a mini green screen with a stickbot set, so I will be using that. Now, set up your screen in front of the green screen. If you want your camera to be stable, then just take a picture if your characters aren't moving, or record a video if they are. If you don't want your camera to be stable, continue watching. You will need to draw from 2 to 4 marks on your green screen, so later we can track the position of the green screen and apply it to our added elements. Next, record your video. Next, you can import your clips into Hitfilm. You can download the background image from the internet, then import it into your project file. Right-click on your video underneath and create a new composite shot. Then drag your background image in underneath. As you can see from my video, the wall behind it was showing, so I changed the scale and position of the video until it was right. Then I searched in the effects panel for the color difference key. I dragged up the minimum value until it was the best it could do. Then you keep adding in the color difference key until the weird green line is gone. Unfortunately with my clip, I was unable to get rid of the blue side of the green box, which was using a blue screen effect. By the way, you can follow along with this tutorial using the blue screen effect instead, but it will mean that you have to change the screen color to blue. Now again, if you are using a static camera, you can either stop here or add in the foreground clouds later on in the video. Now it is time to track our footage. Beside where it says tracks, click on the plus icon. This will create a new tracker for us. If you used a mask line like me, click on the tick icon to hide the mask. Assign the position of the tracker to your first point, then add in a second point by changing the type of track from a single point to a double point. Assign your second tracking point to another mark you left on your green screen, then start your track. Unfortunately with my clip, one of the tracking points went out of the frame, so I decided to just end the clip there. I then created a new point, then turned on scale and rotation. Then I set the layer to the new point. Now go back into the viewer. As you can see, nothing has changed, but don't be worried as we just haven't applied our background to our point yet. So do that now. Once that's done, you should have something that looks great. But for my video, I wanted them to be flying. To create the illusion that they are flying, I first zoomed in the background, then set up positional keyframing. This looks really good, however it would look even better if there were clouds in the background. So I added in a fluffy cloud into the scene and applied it to the background. You could even add multiple to make it seem like a very foggy day. If you want, you can leave a link in the comments to what you create with this. There is also a link in the description to where you can find the project file and also the final video. Thanks for watching.